In preparation for putting in the hair extensions, I have already curled the hair extensions, and how I have curled them is I place them on a trouser hanger and I curl them from that. So I just hang up the trouser hanger with the hair extensions attached to it, and I have curled the hair extensions today using my Hot Tools curling bar. Then I like to set out the hair extensions in the order I am going to be putting them into the head. So I will start off with the widest hair extensions at the bottom and then moving on to the smaller sets. With the bottom one, I do like to clip the two widest ones together. So I normally just clip them on like that. And then you're only putting one strip into the hair at the bottom. Okay, and then these two sort of work from around the crown to the side areas, which I will show you when I'm putting them in. Before I start, I'm just going to comb out the hair to make sure there is no tangles in the hair. Now I have already curled the hair and I have curled the hair extensions. So to start off, we are going to section the hair. So you will need some sectioning clips and your pintail comb. I am going to start by sectioning off the hair from the crown right down to the nape of the hairline. And then I'm going to take this side of hair and I'm going to take my first section from about an inch above the ear and curving it right down to the occipitable bone. And then I'm going to clip away that hair. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Same thing, about an inch above the ear. And then I'm going to clip this piece of hair out of the way as well. So then before I put in the hair extensions, I am actually going to back comb the hair. So starting above the ear, I'm taking a section and I'm going to back comb it in at the root. So you are putting a little bit of tension on the hair. You're putting your tail comb or comb in about maybe 2 inches from the scalp, and you're pushing that hair into the head and bring it out and go again. Bring it out, go again, and so on. Maybe 3 or 4 times, just so you get a little bit of back combing in at the root area. And work this right around this sectioning, okay? And then the same on the other side, picking up your piece of hair, going in with the comb, back, 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 and that's just going to create a little bit of back combing, and this is just going to help your hair extensions stay in the hair a lot better, and it will give them a lot more of a secure feeling in the head. Then we are going to take our first piece of extension. You're going to make sure all the clips are open, so they're easier to put into the head. So you just open them like that. So for my first section of hair, I have doubled up the hair, and that's going to make it a little bit thicker. So you're going to put them on the hair and make sure it's even. So I'm just going to put in the middle clip first and make sure it's secure, and then work your way out. So whenever you're working with the back of your head, if you're doing it on your own, you are just going to have to use your guideline and feel that it's in the right place, okay? And make sure they're on nice and secure. Okay, and then we can move on to the next section. So again, about an inch above that, and curving it around in the same direction as the last, keeping that hair out of the way. And again, going in. So you're working your first section coming up to the top. You're keeping the hair an inch or 2 inches from your front hairline, because if you have them too close, they're going to be more noticeable. So I just like to take them from about an inch, maybe 2 inches from the front. And we are going to do the exact same thing. Get your strand of hair and you're going to backcomb it in slightly. You can also use a little bit of hairspray to keep the hair more secure as well, and sort of set it in. And the same on the other side. And then I am going to work in the next hair extension. Again, making sure all the clips are open. And I am going to put this in just where your ear begins, and that's about an inch off the front. And just clipping that in around to the back. So you can see there, I have took it about an inch from the natural hairline, okay? And that's coming around to the back of the head. And then we are going to work the same on the other side. So just always making sure too that your sections are nice and clean, and you're not going to be clipping the hair extensions onto any other part of the hair other than the section that you have backcombed. And the same thing, just clipping them on. And you'll automatically feel that they're more secure when you're backcombing it in, that backcombing is in the hair. It'll just help the hair extensions have something more to grab onto. And then for our last sectioning, same thing, an inch above that, and curving it right around into the crown. And just removing that hair out of the way. And the same on the other side. And clipping that out of the way, and then back combing up our hair again. And the same on the other side. And we can just spray that to have a little bit more hold. And then we are working with the smallest section at the top. So the same thing, working about an inch away from the hairline, and just clipping it in and bringing it around to the back. So it's great to use hair extensions for length, for thickness, and you can see that these are a different tone to the actual hair that is on Greta, the doll's head, and it just adds a great little bit of lightness and tones to the hair. So the same thing on this side, about an inch from the natural hairline, and bringing that around to the back. And then you're just unclipping the top strands of hair, and you are just shaking that out now on top of the rest of the hair. Let's bring you around to the back to show you. Depending on where you part your hair will determine how far you take your extensions up on each side. Now the parting I have here is sort of off center, so I have just kept the extensions matching on each side. But if you had a deeper inset parting on whatever side, you might have to take one side a little bit lower than the other side, and the other side maybe up a little bit higher. But it just all depends on where you take your parting, and you can play around with that yourself. But just always making sure that you leave a big enough section at the top to keep the hair extensions well enough covered. Hair extensions are great for the hair to add thickness. They are great for adding length, and also like here today we have added different little tones into the hair. So you can go about it two ways. You can match in your hair extensions exactly to the colour that you have already, or if you have a darker colour and you wanted to go for lighter tones, you can mix it up that way. So it's very versatile and you can play around with it. It's great to have clip-in extensions for times that you want more thickness or length. Great for using in up styles and stuff like that without having the commitment of a full head of extensions. You can clip these in and out whenever you want.